Just a piece of hair sticking out here. Hello. When you hop on, say hi. I'm not usually on Tuesday, but my dog needed some loving, I guess, yesterday. I couldn't be out of his sight. Oh, excuse me. Give it another minute or so and we're going to get started. I have 2 cards and a cute gift card holder for you. Hi, Linda. Welcome. I'm sorry. I'm watching the TV. Chicago fire's on, and one of the firefighters is doing a Zumba class, and it was funny. About another 30 seconds. Okay, it's 8 o'clock. We're going to get started. Just a reminder, catalogs will be here sometime in April, but if you were on my mailing list, you will have yours mailed to you, and you should have them by May 9th, according to Stampin' Up. Okay. The first card I don't have one that's made up like that. Excuse me, my nose itches. I didn't make one up. I just have all the pieces. So we're just going to put the pieces together. But the other 2 things I'm going to show you, the other card and the gift card, I do have a sample made with it. So let me flip the camera down. Okay. I am using Round We Go stamp set and the dies. Okay, I'm going to lay this here so you can see. I did all the stamping, but I'm going to show you how I did the pinwheels, is what I'm calling them. And I'm also using the paper that I used the other night, Bright and Beautiful 6x6 designer series paper. And I'm using that on all of the card and gift card holder. Okay, 8.5, no, 4.25 by 11, scored at 5.5. I chose this as my DSP. This piece is 3/4 by 5.25, and this one is 1.25 by 5. I'm using Blueberry Bushel, and that is 4 by 5.25. That's going to get laid right on top. Then I have a piece of Basic White, which is 3 3/4 by 5. That will go there. Okay. So what I'm going to do is put this piece down a while so it doesn't get lost. Make sure I have it folded right. So we're going to lay that on there. And then we're going to, this goes on the inside, so we're going to put that on the inside a while. The 3/4 by 5 1/4. You could put that here, or you could, I was gonna, I think, put it at the bottom, but and then cut it, but I'm just gonna leave it like that. Okay. Our 1 1/4 by 5. That is gonna get laid right up against the edge and the bottom and top. So we can put that down. So it goes to the side and the top and bottom. Okay. And then for the pinwheels here, I use this one here, the big one, and the smaller one right here. Okay. And what I did was, you get the blueberry bushel, and then I use these 2 dies here to cut them out. Okay. The big one and the small one. But what you're going to do is you're going to ink up your image. Make sure it's pretty well inked. You're going to stamp down. Now, if you wanted to, you could use your piercing mat. Being that it's a photopolymer stamp, sometimes the images don't stamp correctly. This gives it more cushion because it doesn't have that rubber behind it like the red rubber stamps. Okay, then you're just going to turn your stamp around to get in the center. And this is where I have a tricky time doing it. See how I did it. Oh, that got pretty good. And then you would cut this out, okay? In fact, this is darker than mine because I did not use my piercing mat. I just stamped it on my table. And then this is berry burst, and it did the same thing. And then I did the lemon lime twist. And when I stamped it dark and then light, you could barely see the light. Okay, so I took Granny Apple Green to give it the darker color, and then went and stamped off and did did the lemon lolly. Is that lemon lime twist? Lemon lime twist. I'm sorry, and I didn't stamp off. I used the right to the after the stamp pad to make it that color. Then I went ahead. Now we have dies, okay, that will cut out these circles. Well, I have my 3/4 inch and my 1/2 inch circle punch. I just use that. It's not much difference. If I bring this die up, if I lay it down here, it's a little bit bigger than the die itself. I wasn't worried about it. It was so much easier just to use the punch. But if you don't have the dies, what are you going to do for centers? And if you have the punch, you could use a punch. Okay. And for this here, let me show you. Hold on a minute. See if I have a piece here. I'll just use this one. Hold on a minute. If you didn't want to try to line that up, you can take the berry burst or whatever color And you can take regular cardstock. Let me bring the foam mat in. And stamp that down on there. Cut it out. And look, it's about the same as that. So you wouldn't have to use it on white. You could use it on cardstock and cut it out with the die. Okay. So I'm done here. Done with this one. Okay, so let's bring in our layer here and decide where we want to lay these. And then these will go in the center of the flowers, or whatever you want to call them, like so. Okay. Then we need to stamp something here. So, I must have put it away. I'm going to take Hip Hip Hooray. And I'm going to stamp that right here. And I'm going to use Blueberry Bushel. And that's going to go right here. Okay. Shut that up for now. I got ink on my fingers. I don't want to get it on my card. Okay. So let me put the centers down and then we'll put that together. Sorry guys, you probably were buffering. My little box came up. I thought maybe I'd be lucky. Okay, so we're going to glue that one down. We're going to put that one here. Hi Carol, welcome. Am I still frozen, Linda? On my end, I'm not, so you have to let me know. So we're going to put this one on glue. Okay, good. And then I think we're going to pop this one up. I was experimenting. Thanks, Carol. Good. Like I said, I don't know what it is. I pay for a program and it does that almost every live I do. And then this is going to get right there. And then one step further after I put it on the front. And that will go there. Like so. And then I need to get my Wink of Stella. And we're going to do the center of the rosettas. And you probably wouldn't be able to see it, but I'll hold it up anyway. If you have glimmer paper, you could do the same thing by taking that and put it in the center. There, see the shine? So then in the inside, it says Hip Hip Hooray. And where's time to celebrate? Oh, time to celebrate and happy birthday. Let's do happy birthday in blueberry bushel. Okay. And we'll take berry burst. Oh, yeah, Carol, this is my first card. This is 1 1/4 by 5 strip, okay? And this is 3/4 by 5 1/4 on the inside. Happy birthday. Time to celebrate. I'm going to put that right underneath. Okay. And my little stars. And I'm going to get lemon lime twist. I'm using the color ink is what is in the paper. And I'll put that like that. And that would be the inside. Hip, hip, hooray. Happy birthday. Time to celebrate. Oh, you're welcome, Carol. Yeah, I do too. It just adds something to them. Okay. That is card number 1. Card number 2. Let me lay that up here. Card number 2 is this one here. And it's using the bright and beautiful. Here, I'm going to show you how I did that. And when you open it up, it's like that. Okay? If you want a diagram, thanks, Linda. 2 5/8, you're going to cut down 2 5/8. I did it wrong the first time, but what I did was found this center, and this is 5 1/4. So it was like 2.5 something. So I made it 2.5, 2 5/8. So I made a tick mark. Then I came down and made a tick mark at the 2-inch, and that's how far I cut down. Hi, Shirley. Welcome. Okay. And then you're going to score from this corner down to the end of that cut mark. This corner down to here. Okay. So here is my paper that I did. I cut down to the 2. You're going to fold that over, and you're going to fold that one over. Okay. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to glue this down a while so it's down. Like so. I went ahead, this flower is from Adoring Hearts. Okay, that flower there. And this, it probably has dies to cut this out. I fussy cut mine. I didn't even think about the dies when I did it. Okay. You need 4 1/4 by 11, scored at 5 1/2. Then this piece for at the bottom on the inside is 4 by 3/4. So we're going to lay that on the inside now. And that will go right like that. Okay? Now if you take notice, this card is cut a little different than this card. I stopped, I didn't cut it as far back, I should say. Thanks, Shirley. So this one's going to go on here, so I can put a bigger verse on here. So let me see what I have here. I might just use the same one. How about be grateful what you have, be proud of who you are. Let me see. Yep, that'll go in there. So I'm going to be brave. I ain't straight. I like Photo Palmer stamps better than I do the red rubber, because I put my verbiage on catty cornered, okay? Because a lot of times when you put it on, like I do here, you tend to look at the block to make sure the block is straight, and a lot of times your verbiage isn't straight. This way, with Photo Palmer, you put it crooked, you're going to look at the word. You're not going to look around the block, if that makes sense. 99% that it's going to be straight. That's my percentage. Okay. So let me put this down. I'm not going to stamp it till I have this down. So we're going to put glue on here. And we're going to lay this down on the card front. Don't stick. There we go. Okay, so we have that down. Let me bring my piece of paper in here and stamp my verbiage. Do it in Memento Black. That's pretty straight. I say that now. And we're going to stamp that right there. Yeah, that'll work. Okay. Bring in our flower, and that is done in Bubble Bath and Granny Apple Green. And I need some dimensionals. And we're going to lay that over like so. I'm going to tilt it a little so it doesn't hide the... Okay, so now let me get my bling here. I didn't put any on my original, but I'm going to put bling on both of them. I forgot. Oh, well, a lot of times I do too, Shirley. Okay, let me find. I don't think that's what I want. How about the pearls? This is Antique Pearls. I'll put one here. Now, you could do your blends, and you could color these if you wanted to. I don't have all the blends because I like them. Don't get me wrong, but all the ones I have. Let's use this. Nope, I'll find what I want, guys. Hold on a second. I need to go through mine. I have some that's retired in my stash here. Oh my, Deb, come on. Well, you know what? I'm going to use this one here for here. There's a blue one there. So I'm going to pick a blue one out. And I'll lay it there. I'm going to pick a pink one. I'm not sure what colors these are. Now I'll pick this one. Okay, there's that one. There's that one. Next card. Oh, thanks, Linda. Okay. My next project is a gift card holder. Now, I have to say, I did not come up with this idea. I think it's called Creative Memories by G. And she made this gift card. And when you open it up, the inside slides up and you put your gift card in here. Okay. So, with that being said, I found that you need to stamp your saying up here closer because when you pull it out, you don't see the whole thing. Okay, so we're going to be making that. You need a piece of cardstock that is 8.5 by 5.5. You need a piece of, this is bubble gum, bubble bath, the bubble bath. And this piece of basic white is 4 by 5 7/8. Okay. Then you need 2 pieces of designer series paper, and that is 5.5. No, I'm sorry, 5.25 by 2.5, and this one is 5.25 by 1 3/4. Okay. And it's using that pretty, the bright and beautiful paper. You're going to score your 8.5 by 5.5 on the 8-inch side at 2.5 and 6.5. Okay. Then on this one, on the 5 7/8 inch side, you're going to score at 1/2 inch and 3 7/8. Okay. 1/2 inch and 3 7/8. This will get folded up. This up here will get folded back. Okay, so it will be like that. This, you're going to fold it up, and you're going to fold this one up. Okay. You guys do know that when you score, you have a valley on one side and a mountain on the other side. Okay. Well, on the valley side, which is the one that's the groove where you score, you're going to turn it over and fold towards the mountain side. Reason being, when you score it, you're breaking down the fibers, because if you see this one here, I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but it's a little rough. It's because I folded it on the mountainside. If I would have folded this way, it would have been nice and smooth. Okay, so just a little tip for you. Okay, so we're gonna get our tear and tape. We're gonna put tear and tape on the smaller end. This is a smaller flap compared to this one. Okay, so you're gonna put your tear and tape on the end. And you're going to fold that up. Okay, that's your flap. All right. So I am going to stamp on here first. Okay, so that it gets right. And I'm going to do time to celebrate. And I need to clean that. Oh, no, I didn't. I'm going to stamp that in Berry Burst. Because that is in the striped color. Right there. This is a Berry Burst. What is it called? See, you know, it goes from dark to light. Okay. And we're going to stamp time to celebrate. And that's going to go up at the top here. Wait. This way. I'm putting it up at the top. Okay. Bring in our stars. And I'm going to use the green again since it's already got green on. Stamp there. And there. Okay. That's all the stamping we got to do. Okay. So on this flap where you stamped, you're going to put tear and tape there. This is, we're forming our pocket for our gift card. Take that off. And we'll fold that up. Okay. Then we're going to put tear and tape on this flap here, that 1/2 inch. We're going to put our tear and tape on there. Okay. I'm going to bring this in. We're going to slide that down. Take our tear and tape off. Make sure this is lined up at the fold mark there in the center. Bring that down. And then when you open it up, it slides up. Okay? So I'm putting the darker color, the back side of our paper on the front down here. Okay? And then we're going to put this one at the top. Like so. And then I need a piece of scratch paper or a piece of paper so I can stamp happy birthday. And we're going to do that. I thought I stamped it. I don't know what I did with it. I know I stamped it. All right, well, let me clean this. I'll find it after we're done. So clean this up. Get our Berry Burst ink. And we're gonna stamp happy birthday. You know, I tried to, this birthday is up higher than the happy on the stamp, and I tried to make them both even. It doesn't work, so I gave up. So let me get my trimmer. I want to trim that a little. I would use my scissors, but I want it to look nice since I'm gonna maybe use it as a, give it a gift card for somebody. And then I'm going to cut this end off, and I'm going to cut this one. And that's going to go down here with dimensionals. Now, if you wanted to decorate up here, you could. There we go. You could put a balloon up there. I don't have balloon stamp, I don't think. But you could put, something up here to decorate the top. But that is my projects tonight. I hope you all enjoyed them. Sorry I couldn't be on last night, and my dog wanted me for some reason. Yeah, they're nice, Linda. They're very easy to make. Thanks, Carol. Okay, guys. I will be back tomorrow. Thanks, Shirley. With my scrapbooking Wednesday, and I am going to do 6x6, and I'm going to have 3 sets of 2-page spreads. So it would be a total of 9 pages total. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 6. I'm sorry, 6. You're welcome, Shirley. I'm glad you were here. Oh yeah, Linda, I'll send them to you. So, okay, guys, thank you for joining me. Don't forget to like and share my videos. Helps my channel. I'm pushing for 1,000 subscribers. I think I looked tonight. It was at 8:30, and when I started doing my videos, I was only at 147. So I do them 3 times a week, 3 times a week. Except for when my dog needs me, because he's old. He's 17 years old, and he's, I think, on his last leg. He has dementia. He can barely see. In fact, I don't think he can see but shadows now, because he stands and stares at the wall or whatever. So, and he sleeps a lot. So, I want to thank you for joining me tonight. I appreciate it. I will be back here tomorrow, 8 o'clock, for my Scrapbooking Wednesday. Have a great evening.